can follow along as we spend some time talking about what I think is the greatest need for Kiwanis as well as about everything else in the world. It's finding the leader in you. I believe that there is a seed of leadership in every person. And whether you believe it or not, it's there. It just needs to be found. Leadership is kind of like a rubber band. It's only good if you use it, and it's only useful if it stretches you. So there are three things that I want to encourage us to think about in finding the leader in you. Number one is how you do it. You discover it. And how do you discover it? There's really that little seed of leadership that lies in every person. And how you discover it is, I think, 4 steps. And the first step is, first of all, picture a setting like work or your personal life. What unique positive actions would you like to initiate? It's something that you just really love doing. Number 2, list the habits you'd be willing to break that would lead you in a new direction. Again, there's just those little seeds demonstrate inside of us, demonstrate that opportunity of leadership. Picture yourself bucking a trend to explore the less popular. What would you discover? How could your discovery help others to explore new roads? And inside of every one of us is that little seed of leadership, and these 4 little ideas are ways to help us. And number 4 is, how can you live those behaviors now? If you and I are going to find the leader inside of us, first of all, you've got to discover it. Secondly, you need to develop it. I love working with leaders. In fact, right now I am mentoring 16 different individuals in leadership. I think that's the need. That's something that's helpful, and it's something that every one of us can do. But you've got to take it and develop it. And when you are doing that, here's some steps that you need to take to develop that leadership, not only for you, but for you to teach it to other people as well. First, self-managing. You're never going to manage others if you can't manage yourself. I have people all the time saying to me, well, what's time management? Time management is nothing more than self-management. And it's so important. If you're going to be a leader, you've got to be able to manage self. Number 2, acting strategically. We need to have forward-thinking, open-minded approaches today in leadership. People that are willing to get out of the box, in fact, get so far away from the box you don't see the box, and act strategically. Number 3, become an effective communicator. Communication is the cement that holds an organization together. Communication is the power of a leader. And one of the things that's so important is that you've got to be able not only to write, but you've got to be able to speak. Number 4, being accountable and responsible. It's so important that you and I understand, as leaders, we answer to someone. Leaders have leaders above them. And being accountable and responsible is something that's really important. Setting clear goals and persisting on achieving them is, again, another thing that's important. Hopefully, as lieutenant governors and as Kiwanis leaders in your clubs and in various positions, you have set some personal goals or some strategic results that you're working on, and you're persisting on them and in achieving them. Number 6, having a vision for the future. The past is the past. I think we need to spend about 80% of our time thinking about tomorrow and about 20% of our time thinking about today. Most people today spend about 80% of their time thinking about today or the past and about 20% of the future. If you can't see or create a vision for the future, you're never, ever going to get there. Managing complexity. We've got to be problem solvers. And what's really sad for me is organizations, including Kiwanis, is talking about the same problems we talked about when I joined in 1986. It is so important that we solve every problem that we can, but we have new issues and new problems and new things that are causing us to have that opportunity to manage that complexity. Fostering creativity and innovation. If we had more time, I would show you a short video of just some creative and innovative things that are really cool, but time will not allow that. But it's important that you and I do that. Team building and promoting teamwork. We're only as successful as the people around us, and building a team is important. That means communicating with those people. That means talking to those people. That means asking those people lots of questions, as building a team and promoting that teamwork results in good teamwork. Creating lasting relationships. Compelling leaders do more than just inspire, they build relationships. And Kiwanis is an opportunity for you to do that. And learning agility. You know the strength of your leadership is built on your ability to adapt and do what you think at times you can't do. So after you've developed it, what do you do? Well, you have a choice. You can put your head in the sand and think it's never ever going to change, or you can deliver it. And what I want to encourage us to understand is, if you and I are going to be leaders that deliver it, here's some things that I want you to be. Be the leader who is likable, but doesn't seek to be liked at every moment. When politics get in the way, when unnecessary compromises get in the way, when we just want to be liked instead of leading, you're going to lose your effectiveness. If you're going to deliver leadership that's going to make a difference, understand there's going to be times you're not going to be liked. Be a leader that communicates with honesty and civility. Be a person that takes time to know people. Your effectiveness and my effectiveness is in our ability to know people. Get to know them and the people that you are leading right now, especially if you're in a club leadership or a district leadership. Know your people. Understand that you've got to be a leader that appreciates and recognizes effort and talent as much as results and success. It's important that you recognize the effort and talent. Be a leader that's confident and humble. If you have to tell people who you are, you aren't. And if you and I as leaders are truly leading, you don't have to tell anybody you're the leader. They're going to know that. Be a person that's open-minded, not indecisive. Be willing to make decisions. Be a leader that in difficult moments gives empathy as well as possible solutions. These are all ways that you and I are going to be able to deliver our leadership. Be a leader that rises above his or own personal pet peeves. Be a leader that's optimistic and realistic. Be a leader that creates an environment where it's safe to be innovative and change. Isn't it amazing how we struggle with change at times? And somebody comes up with this harebrained idea, and we're just so afraid to listen to it or to try it because it's, quote, not what we've done in the past, or it's not how we've done it. Be a leader that shows up fully for themselves and others every day. When you're in leadership, show up every day and show up for you, but show up for others. Be a leader that lives and exhibits the love of diversity, that puts themselves on the line with their teams. My job as a leader, your job as a leader, is to put ourselves on the line. Be the leader that seeks and inspires excellence, not perfection. I'm amazed at the number of leaders that I deal with that are in this perfection mode. It will never happen. Be a leader that communicates very well, and be a leader that puts the we go before the ego. Inside of every person on this Zoom meeting is a seed of leadership. You and I have the opportunity to discover it. And if you and I are going to find the leader inside of us, there's three simple things: discover it, develop it, and understand you need to deliver it. And when you do, you're going to ignite the flame of passion and success. From my perspective, those are three simple ways to find the leader inside of every one of us. And one of the greatest needs right now is leadership. My 10 minutes are done. Thanks.